Hey friends, over 60% of you are listening to me right now on an Apple product. iPhone, iPad, iTunes. I need your help. The truth is, Apple will make this podcast more discoverable to new listeners the more reviews it has. So I'm here asking you to take a moment and leave a review. If you've gained any value from this podcast, the greatest thing you can do for it, besides spreading the word and telling friends, is leaving a review. It's real simple. If you're on your phone, head over to my podcast page within the Apple Podcast app and leave a review. Or if you're on a computer, you can head over to my podcast page within the iTunes app. That's it. That's all I ask. And if you have other podcasts that you love, do them a favor and do the same for them. It'll make their day. Now let's get this podcast started already. So, tell me about when you got started on your journey, and kind of the motive behind it. We always have a backstory, what gets us involved. Sometimes we try many times and we stumble and we get back up. But kind of what was your starting point and when was that?
Well, last year I tried to lose weight because my friend was, I was going to be in her wedding. I was going to be her maid of honor.
Right.
I had a baby last May. So I was really self-conscious. I lost maybe 20 pounds or whatever, but I didn't stick to it. Then the holidays came around and I really just kind of gave up on it. Yeah. Well, January came by and a new gym opened up like 4 minutes from where we live. So I said, my husband, we should join, but we have to make changes if we join,
Yeah.
More excuses. So, I buckled down and I just started tracking stuff and it was working and then it became an addiction and now it's my lifestyle.
It's kind of how that works, right? Like you just get started and next thing you know, like you can't even imagine life without it.
Right.
It's incredible. Now, the husband, does he have any kind of weight issues, or was it just you were kind of concerned, or?
I mean, he wanted to lose weight. He's lost 40 pounds this year himself. Luckily for him, he can still eat whatever he wants to. Yeah. Just, I guess, how the cookie crumbles. But he goes to the gym with me sometimes. I mean, he goes to cycle with me, and that's pretty much what he does, but he still eats a whole pizza if he wants it.
Oh, that's me. That's me on a Sunday right now. That's kind of like my cheat day. Yeah. And then, I get my butt out of bed on Monday. I go to work and then I go to the gym. And, for me, it's always been like a mental thing. Like I have to have that one day because so many times I've stumbled and fall and, it's always kind of under the guise of somebody else had this idea of what I should be doing. And, it never was a winning combination. I always had to, go by somebody else's plan. And so thus I failed. And now I figured out what works for me. And it's so far it's working, knock on wood. But, for you, I mean, did you kind of have like, something in mind, like as far as like, your working out, your food, like stuff in your mind, like did you create something custom to you or how did all that work out?
So I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, I thought I did, but I really didn't. Mommy, sugar. And so I started on my MyFitnessPal and I still don't know. Sorry.
It's okay.
3-year-old and a 1-year-old, so it's always something going on.
I understand.
Anyway, so I started with my MyFitnessPal, and I try to track my food through that.
Yes.
Didn't really fully understand it all, and then the more I tracked, the more I was learning.
Right.
So that's what started it, and now I track it through macros.
Okay. Never heard of that app.
Well, it's still through MyFitnessPal, but I track my macros through it.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Sorry. I'm not like fully religious to it, my macros, but I try to aim for it.
Okay. Yeah, MyFitnessPal, that's such a good app. Like I like I noticed you use the Apple Watch like I do.
Yes.
And the integration is so good. I mean, I feel like did you always have the watch like from day one, or?
No.
Okay.
My husband did, and I'm like, I had a Fitbit.
Yeah.
But I didn't really like the Fitbit, and it always bothered my wrists and stuff. So I'm like, I'm never going to get an Apple Watch.
Now you got one.
Now I have one, and I'm addicted to it. Like, if I don't have it when I go work out, it's like, did I even really work out?
So do you find that it's like stepped up your game, essentially, like the watch, taking it to a whole new level?
Yeah, because I set a target for a certain amount of active calories to be burned.
Yeah.
That makes me move a lot more so I can aim towards that goal.
Definitely. I'll ask you, because you're a fellow Apple Watch user. Do you know kind of what the difference is? And I first of all, I should clarify to the podcast people, I'm no expert like on anything. But with the Apple Watch, like, do you know like the difference between the active calories and just like the regular like total calories?
So don't quote me on this.
Okay.
But my understanding, the active calories is when you're being active, when your heart rate is up.
Okay.
So then your body still burns calories, resting heart rate, you're burning calories. So there's the difference is when your heart's actually being active, like a fat burning.
Okay. Now I like that, because that
was to my understanding. I probably didn't explain that well, but
no, I get it.
Okay.
I'm dumb as the day is long with a lot of things. I'll be completely honest with you. So that you explained it perfectly for me.
Okay.
Because like with the, like on my thing, it's always like the 1,000 or whatever. Like I always try to make sure that active is in that range. Like even if my total is there, like I'm like, well, okay, well, where's my active at? So I'm always looking at the active calories. I don't know why I've become like really fixated on it, but it's become like my main thing.
Me too.
Yeah. So you got the MyFitnessPal, the Apple Watch, they track nicely. And then as far as like your actual like workouts and such, like, did you kind of just show up to the gym and just like figure out kind of what works for you, or did you have like a game plan in mind, or what?
So, it was a new gym that opened up by our house, and when you go to this gym, you automatically get free personal training sessions.
Okay.
So that was a jump start to it. I actually see a personal trainer once a week for 30 minutes. And so she's trained me on weights.
Okay.
The other stuff, I just either do cardio by myself or I do a lot of classes because it's great. It's a great burn. And I've met people and friends, now.
Yeah.
But when I first started, I was just kind of doing my own cardio.
Sure.
Because I always heard cardio burns fat.
Yes.
And I avoided the weights because I didn't understand them.
Okay.
But now that I train and she's taught me proper form, I'm not so intimidated by it.
Yeah, I understand that intimidation, because like I only deal with weights like once a week, like right now anyway. I mean, eventually once I get down to a number I'm good with, I'm going to probably get that, that kind of ratio a little bit closer. But I understand that, when you say intimidation like that rings so true with me. I understand. I always looked at him like, I never really understood like, the different kinds, and then how much weight you want to put on them, and for how many. Like me, I'm always good with like the weight machines, the different, those kind of stuff. But are you talking more like the free weights and stuff like that?
I do a lot of free weights with her, yes, because we focus on certain muscles.
Yes.
Each time, so she's teaching me like, hey, you're gonna make this movement for your triceps.
Wow.
We do a few of the machines, because they're really good, but for the most part, she's teaching me independent, free weights.
I see. And I guess, like, I don't know if you've ever had this talk with her, but is there, like, some kind of, like, general, like, benefit for, like, free weights versus the machines and stuff like that?
I have not had that conversation with her, but I should, and I can let you know.
I'm very curious about that, because I see, you have your people in the gym that they kind of cling to the machines like me. people that may not understand the weights so well, and then you have like, I guess the pro looking men and women that are back there just clanging and banging, somebody like yourself crushing it. But me, I kind of cling to the machines just because it's so easy. There's little pictures on the side of the machine that tell me what to do. Like,
yes.
I get so intimidated too by like somebody in the gym like trying to explain it to me, because I've seen the people that work at my gym and they don't look like they're really like experts. They're kind of like playing on their phone experts, and I'm kind of scared by that.
Right.
So, I mean, they're nice people though. They're very nice people. I don't want to judge their character as people.
No, I understand.
So,
no, I completely. I saw you work out at Planet Fitness, right?
Yes.
Do y'all have the 30 minutes circuit room?
Yes. Yeah, they have the little area, the 30 minutes. Yeah.
Have you done it before?
Never.
What? Okay. So a few years ago, 2011, I got engaged and I was going to get married.
Right.
Mom drove me out of bed every day at like 4 or 5 in the morning, and we would go to Planet Fitness.
Okay.
And we would go to that circuit room.
Right.
And I lost about 45 pounds. I mean, I was watching what I was eating, but that circuit room, it really got my heart rate up. And so I was doing cardio and weights at the same time. It was a really good workout.
No kidding.
No, yeah, it was really good.
I don't see a lot of people in that area at my gym. I maybe I need to like set a trend and go over there and make it like the cool place to hang. I don't know.
Yeah, because in between each of your weights, you're doing like steps.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they're all set up the same. I'm sure they are, but yeah, it was a great workout.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I don't know. I'm such a creature of habit where, like, I have my 4 days where I get on that damn stair stepper, and that thing is just amazing. And then there's the 1 day with the weights. But eventually, I feel like for me personally, it'll probably be maybe eventually 3 days cardio, 2 days weights, and then we'll kind of just go from there. But I think 5 days in general, I know for me works well. Are you doing 5 days, 4 days, 6 days? What are you doing right now?
I try to aim for 6 days. Sundays are usually my rest day. Saturdays, I like to go to a cycle class, but other than that, I don't do much on Saturdays. Cycle class burns a lot of calories, though. It takes a lot.
Really?
Yeah, on average for cycle, I burn at least 600, 700 calories. It's a good sweat.
Wow.
Yeah.
I saw on your profile that you kind of are into the cycling, yoga, and boxing.
Yes.
Talk about the. I know a little bit about the yoga. We'll come back to that in a moment. What about the boxing? What do you find about that you really enjoy?
Okay, so my trainer actually teaches the boxing class. She's she kept asking me to go to it, and I'm like, no way. Like, I've seen some of the people that go there.
Right.
But it's such a good full body workout. I mean, it really does target your arms since you've got gloves on, you got weights. Mine are 14 ounces each. You would be surprised what 14 ounces really can do for your arms during boxing.
Right.
I just love it. We do a lot of cardio with it, though, too. So, while you're standing there punching the bag, your heart rate was already gotten up from the cardio.
And so I guess a lot of those classes, what is it, about an hour or so, or a little less? Or
Yeah, they're all about an hour.
About an hour, right on. And then so the yoga, I know that I once tried yoga. It was one of my failed attempts, and this was weird because this was actually working for me. There was a guy, an ex wrestler, Diamond Dallas Page, who started his own yoga.
Yes.
Where I lost 50 pounds within like 2 or 3 months, which sounds just insane. And for whatever reason, I just lost all motivation and stopped. But I really found that I enjoyed that. And for you, how did you kind of find yoga and find something that works to what you like and stuff?
So when I joined the gym, I told myself, let's start with a class, but let's start with something easy. So I'm like, I'll do yoga.
Sure.
That was far from easy.
Yeah.
I got that like a smooth cakewalk. It was not. But I actually met a friend. Well, she wasn't my friend then, but I met her in yoga and it clicked. And then we started being holding each other accountable to go.
Yeah.
And the more we went, the more we loved it.
Yeah. It's amazing how much how much you can sweat when you're done with that thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Because when you think about it, like, I guess the preconceived notion is, oh, I'm just gonna go and like pose, like do poses, right? Like,
yeah.
Half an hour goes by and you're like, holy crap, I feel really, really winded.
Oh yeah. And see, what's funny is our yoga class is after a bar class, so all the hot, sweaty people get out of the class and all humid, sweaty, nasty already.
Yeah.
Prompting for hot yoga in there for us. So we get real sweaty.
Yeah, I know. I believe it. I know, and I was just doing the DDP stuff at my house and was doing with my wife, and I mean that just kicked our ass like flat out. And I feel like maybe eventually I may incorporate it like on a rest day, because as much as you do sweat and you do burn with it, I feel like I could probably do that on a rest day and not feel guilty about it. Whereas, I kind of think of a rest day as I need to like do nothing.
Right.
But I feel like something like that might be okay on a rest day. Maybe.
So on your rest days, on your rest days, do you still target to a certain active calorie?
No, I don't really have. I mean, I really kind of, because I go so crazy for 4 or 5 days, especially on the stair stepper, I mean, my body really, for the most part, shuts down. Like, I try to hit, like, my move goal, like, on the watch, and try to, obviously get enough steps in the day to where, like, the exercise ring, like, basically all 3 rings are satisfied. But as far as, like, really pushing it, no. I mean, I really try to just shut down as much as I can get away with, because when it comes time for the next time to get on the stairs, I need my body to be at like 100% to crush that.
Right. That's understood.
Yeah.
Because you go ham on those stairs.
I'll tell you, a few people have asked me about the stairs and kind of my thought on the stairs, and I'll share it here on the podcast because I don't think I've ever shared it here. But, before I started on my weight loss journey, I was struggling to go up one flight of stairs. Like, you could ask my friends, my wife, I sounded like death. Like, by the time I got to the top of the stairs, I was out of breath. I couldn't breathe by the time I got to one flight of stairs. So to be able to go to the gym and climb multiple flights of stairs, I think the first time I went to the gym and got on the staircase, it was probably like maybe 10 flights. And so I was just amazed that I was able to do that. And I still felt like death on the 10 flights. But now to be able to go like 200 plus flights, that blows my mind. Like, I couldn't believe it,
Yeah, my max was at 130, and I was like, I'm done. It's a lot. It takes a lot.
It really does. I mean, it'll take the energy out of you. And I mean, for me, like, I've got kind of like this routine with it where I kind of start and stop it. Everybody's kind of got like a different thought of it. Some people, maybe they want to go more like nonstop or something like that. I actually will stop multiple times for maybe 25 to 30 seconds at a time, just enough to catch my breath to where my body thinks, oh, cool, we're resting now. Nope, we're back at it. And then we're just going crazy again. So
I think your body, when you're working out like the elliptical or something, your body gets accustomed to certain things, especially routine, like if you keep doing it over and over.
Yes.
And the stair stepper, though, I do not think your body gets accustomed to. Like, I just don't think
I
it
would
does.
have to agree with you. I don't think it ever gets used to it. As much as I tried to think that, a month into it, I think I'm about a month into them now, like doing them full time. I still don't think that my body's like ever super prepared for those stairs,
Uh-huh.
What's kind of one workout that you do that really like kicks your ass, like legit every time, like the most just takes you out?
That's really going to have to be a cycle class or a boxing class.
Yeah, those are the ones, huh?
Like, yes. I just can't. The rest of the day, I mean, I try to move around still, but I couldn't do another activity after those.
Yeah, yeah. There's kind of a thing, I don't know if you get this, where like, we all have crummy days here and there, but it's like maybe you think in your mind, oh, I'm not really up for going to the gym today. And I actually had somebody on Instagram that posted this. They're like, I was having a bad day today. I didn't feel like going to the gym at all. And I'm so glad that I did go, because when I got out of the gym, I felt just amazing. I don't know that you ever get this. Maybe you just have awesome days all the time. I know I try to have the best days I can, but like there are some days where I feel not even mentally, but just like my body just feels tired, right? And then you go through the workout and you come out of it and you're like, oh my God, I feel like I could do anything right now.
Oh, no. I think everybody has days. I for sure have those days where I literally drag myself. I hold myself accountable to go even when I don't want to. The worst days are when you're hungover.
Yeah. Yes.
And I still make myself go, because it's amazing how much better you feel after a workout.
This
when
is
you're hungover.
so true. I'll tell you this. I have not shared this anywhere yet, so why not share it now? Because you brought up the whole hangover thing. I don't know. On my story, sometimes people will see that I'll go crazy on the beer, and I almost try to see like how messed up I can get, just because I like to have fun too. But like, how messed up can I get, and then be able to get up the next day and go super hard in the gym? It's almost like a test of my body to see just how much of a beating it can take, both drinking wise, and then the next day to bounce back and get to a crazy workout. I know that sounds like super weird, and I do all these like crazy things, tests mentally and physically, but that's just like something I've been like testing recently, and it's just blowing my mind.
Yeah, I haven't tested it. Just happens to happen sometimes,
Yeah.
I understand though. You wanting to see yourself bounce back.
Yeah.
The only problem I have is the day that I have hangover. Usually, I always try to up my water because I know I'm so much more dehydrated.
Yes.
From the day before, from the drinking.
Then you kind of get like filled up on water.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough too, like especially before a weigh-in day or something like that. It's like if you've had too much and you haven't really like gotten rid of it, let's just say, for lack of a better term, and it's like now you're kind of like built up with it, and that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of just so, against this whole idea, like when you weigh in, kind of letting that number really get you, because there could be such a number of things that could impact that number, that I think that we give it so much power sometimes that really we shouldn't stress it as much as we do.
Yeah, it's crazy how a number can dictate your life.
Yeah. Speaking of numbers, according to your profile, you are down 58 pounds this year, which is awesome. 59.8. Okay. You haven't updated that profile there.
But I'm not quite there.
And then it looks like 84, 85 overall, something like that?
Yeah, since my highest.
Wow. That's incredible.
Well, look at you. You've lost 91.
I know. But you know how this is, right? I mean, like, you see yourself every day. I bet you probably went through quite a while before you really started noticing changes, right?
When I started losing weight?
Like noticing stuff. Because, like, for me, it took me months, and people would tell me, oh, dude, look at you. You look great. And, like, I wasn't seeing it for so long.
What's weird is I thought I was seeing it before people saw it.
Really? Okay, so it's the other way around. Okay.
Like, I honestly started seeing results probably within the first month.
Wow.
I don't know if that's because I had a post-baby body, and so it was changing.
Right.
But I'm a female, so we look at our bodies a whole lot more, I think, than men do.
That's fair. Yeah.
I personally was seeing it pretty quick, and that's why I think it was becoming addicting to, like, oh, this is such a good lifestyle for me, I'm going to keep going with it, because I was seeing results. But not everyone does see results so fast, and so they get discouraged and then they give up.
Yeah, no, that's very true. I mean, I look at my own self, and like I said, for months I felt like I didn't see much of anything going on, but other people could see it, and they're like, no, well, if you look at this picture to this picture, and I just couldn't tell. And I think part of it is that I've always kind of been like a bigger, a bigger person. Like as long as I can remember, I've always been, overweight to a certain degree. The reason why I picked 185 as a number is because I don't think I can ever remember any bit of my teen or slightly preteen life being under 200, if that makes sense. So
you're still aiming for 185?
Oh, hell yeah. I'm going all in. Yeah. I'm all in. Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good to set a goal.
But, it's like I don't put a time limit on it. Like, I'm not like, in a year it's going to be this or that. Like, I'll take my time with it, however long it takes. And part of that is just, with the weight loss and seeing, some weeks it's up, some weeks it's down, it's going to take time. Like, I'm not under this false belief that it's going to be 8 months, a year or whatever that till I'm going to hit it. I know that if I stay on my current track, that probably around June or July, I'll be close to that number. But, I'm like, hey, if it takes 2 or 3 years, cool. Like the first month in, I felt so much better. Talk a little bit of that for you, like when you first got started, like not even just what you were noticing, because you were noticing, but just how you felt like a month or so in.
It was like losing all my adjectives I wanted to use.
Okay.
On brain. Anyways, it was a really good feeling to be able to move my body. Like, I didn't think it was going to be able to move.
Sure.
Like, in the beginning of my weight loss journey, I told my trainer, I want to be able to do a push-up.
Okay.
So I could not do. And so that quickly came about, and I was able to start doing push-ups. Not on my knees, real push-ups.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to be able to do box jumps, which I didn't think I was going to be able to do.
Yeah.
A couple of months, I started doing that, and I just felt so free of the trapped person who I thought I was.
Sure.
Weighted down, not just physically, but mentally, and it's just became all clear.
Yeah. So. No, it makes sense. It's when you realize there are things that you can suddenly do, like I think for me, it was just something as simple as like, oh, I can put my legs together and set a laptop on them. Like, whoa, big reveal there. Who knew that I could do this now all of a sudden, right? Like the little things.
Non-scale victories are great.
Oh, yes. Like extra large T-shirts was one of my recent discoveries. I was like, okay, all right. I just ordered some new clothes, and I got, I kind of had a little bit of the old mentality. I was like, well, I'm just going to order a 2X because that's currently what I'm in. And I just got this hoodie in, and I'm like, this thing's a little baggy now. Like I should have ordered an extra large because I'm getting closer than I realize.
Uh-huh.
So that's tough.
I always wait until my clothes are too big.
Yeah.
And then shopping, it's like a shock factor, like how much really
right
too big
now do you have like stuff that you used to be able to fit in that you're like rediscovering, or are you at the point where you're just having to get all new stuff?
I had very few things that I can wear from the past.
Yeah.
Very few things. Some of the things I was wearing I can wear now that I have been wearing then. Like, they were obviously way too tight.
Okay.
I don't know who let me out the front door wearing that, but
yeah, no, I used to try to do my best to squeeze into large shirts way back when, and I had no business trying to squeeze into those, and when really I was an extra large, and then I ballooned all the way up to like a 5X, and then now back down to the XL. It's a crazy feeling for sure.
Yeah.
So
did you keep some of your 5XL so that you could take pictures in them?
Well, not only do I take pictures in some of my 5XLs, but I still work out in some of my 5XLs just as a reminder of where I came from.
Yeah. That's good.
There's a couple people at the gym that like they'll like point it out. They're like, "Hey, that like, I don't mean to be rude, but that shirt looks a little too big for you. And I'm like, no, I don't forget where I came from. That's super important because of all the times that I've, stumbled and fallen, probably 7 or 8 times that I have stumbled and fallen. So I want that as like a reminder that, hey, dude, this is where you came from. You don't want to go back to this.
Right.
So, and I will keep some of them, not because I feel like I might fall back into it, but just because I want that reminder, like, man, this is what it used to be like. It's just like these pictures that we post on Instagram. That's kind of where I'm going next. It's like, it's a reminder of this is where we used to be. And I don't get embarrassed by that now. Like, I'll actually go through my photo library and try to find the most embarrassing stuff that I used to cringe over. And I want people to see that now. Like, hey, this is where this guy used to be, and this is where he's at now. So talk a little bit with me about the Instagram weight loss community, kind of how you got into it, and what, your thoughts on it overall.
So I started my page for accountability, and I actually started it back in like 2015. Mm-hmm. And I didn't get anywhere with it. So I let it be, got off track. And then this year when I restarted the gym, I'm like, I'm going to hold myself really accountable, and I'm going to restart my Instagram.
Right.
I follow, I'm not on a certain diet. I'm on something, I eat everything, but in moderation.
Yes.
I mean, I eat less carbs, less breads, I eat healthier carbs and fats and so forth, but I haven't cut really anything fully out of my diet.
Sure.
But I follow a lot of Weight Watchers women, keto girls. I follow more women because,
you guys can relate a lot easier.
We really do. We really do. And I feel like women have more, they're harder on themselves sometimes so I want to empower other women with my journey.
Sure.
So, anyways, with my Instagram account, I just stuck with it, and I was always private, and I didn't tell my friends or my family, but a very few selected of them.
Sure.
Then everyone that was around me started noticing I was losing weight. And they're like, hey, what are you doing? How are you doing it? What are you eating? So here's my Instagram.
Yeah.
On it, and then ask me any questions you have.
Sure.
So now I feel really vulnerable sharing that with, intimate people that are in real life with me.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. For me, it was always like, I wanted to make sure it was out there, because if people knew that, it was something that I was doing and then I just stopped, like, I know that some of my friends, they'll ask me like, hey man, you're posting this stuff and you stopped posting, like, what's going on? Like, that's the accountability. That's the ultimate, the key word there. But then this whole other thing about just straight up, like, posting it to strangers, the World Wide Web, opening yourself up. And what I found was, including yourself, I've met so many like really cool people that were able to kind of share each other's journeys and encourage and inspire one another, which I'm super, big on. I mean, I've really become big on that.
Me too. I'm right there with you on that.
Yeah. So
I think having the accountability, but then also being able to support other people going through their journey, because you've been there.
Yeah.
People are just letting them know not to give up. Like, good things are to come. Small changes make big changes.
Exactly. That's so key. I guess kind of in like closing, I mean, like, I look at you and I say, wow, you've crushed it. You're down almost 60 pounds this year, 84, 85 from your highest, like, and you look great. I mean, so like, what's like in your mind, like, what's left for you to do other than kind of maintain? Like, is there a certain number more that you want to lose until you feel like, okay, I'm good where I'm at, and this is kind of where we'll maintain it? Like, overall, your goals going forward.
Yeah, I ultimately would like to lose maybe 8 to 9 more pounds, but I'm not in any rush. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, because I'm very happy with where I'm at.
Yeah.
The only reason why I say I want to lose that is because technically on the BMI chart, I'm still overweight.
Okay.
I mean, I started this and I was classified as morbid or obese.
Wow. Okay.
You know, I'm only 5'2", 5'3", so started. So I'm still classified as overweight, and that just kind of bothers me. You know, life insurance reasonings why they grade you on your weight. I don't know if you know about that.
No, I didn't know that.
Okay. And, yeah, they grade you on your weight and your medical history and all of that. So I don't want that really hindering anything. But 8 to 9 pounds would be really cool, but I'm good with where I'm at now.
Yeah, I think you're in a great place right now. I mean, there was the photo that you had posted, I guess, a week or two ago with the gun show going on. I said, wow, this is awesome. Look at you crushing it.
Now, I would like to add a little bit more muscle, but not much more.
Yeah. I look at some of these kind of like bodybuilders, and sometimes they just look like just complete freaks, you know, like just looks crazy.
Roid shows.
Yeah.
They'll deny it.
Yeah.
They'll take it to grave, but we all know
exactly. I that's one of the things that I kind of pride myself on. It's like an all natural journey. You know, we see online they're selling this, and the other thing, and I think it's just so important to try to keep it as natural as you can, and I think that's really a key to success.
Oh yes, you'll stick with it longer if you do it more natural.
100%. So if people listening want to follow along with your journey, your page is obviously public now. So you want to share that with the listeners of how they can follow along with your journey.
It's dumptherump_89.
Dump the rump. I like that. That's cool. It's clever.
I was trying to be witty. I feel like I'm pretty witty sometimes. So what can I come up with that's, you know, weight loss, funny, and that's just what was born.
Yeah. No, it's a hell of a lot more clever than Gary Cantrell.
Hey, at least you got your full name out there so people can find you on anything.
Yeah, that was another thing too. I was just like, you know, if we're gonna be public and accountable, like for me personally, I just went all out with it. Plus, I'm not that clever to think of like a funny name, if you will. So, a lot of the good ones are already taken anyway. So
that's true.
So dumptherump_89. That's where they can find you.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, I had a blast talking with you. I love to follow your page and see all your progress. You're crushing it. You're a rock star with it. And I wish you nothing but continued success in your journey.
You too, Gary. It was a good time. Thank you.